I'm Yasser Tejeda. I'm from Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and I'm a guitar player. And I have my own project that is doing Dominican music, fusion of Dominican roots music with everything. My project is called my name, Yasser Tejeda and Palo Tre. Comes to guitar, basically main influence is Jimi Hendrix. The first time I heard Are You Experienced, I think. That blew my mind. I was like, this is my favorite guitar player, and it's been an influence from that time till now. And in Caribbean music, Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is a singer-songwriter, composer, guitar player. I explain it to people like he was like the Bob Dylan or the Jimi Hendrix, like that combination of Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix, but the Dominican version. He used to do a lot of folk music, but he liked punk and rock, so he used to infuse like punk, rock with folkloric and Dominican music and applying it to the guitar because he was an amazing guitar player. And the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, who is this guy? Because back then when we were doing like heavy music, like doing bachata wasn't cool. Or doing merengue, and for some reason, like, we're kind of isolated. We didn't even thought about playing that type of music or had an appreciation of it.
Si aquí existiera la ley de condenar el amor por el daño que me hiciste, mereces estar en prisión. Siempre yo te he hecho bien y tú me has pagado mal. Por eso es que yo te llamo asesina sin matar, asesina, asesina sin matar.
The main ones in Dominican Republic are merengue and bachata. And then in the middle, there's the mix of merengue and bachata that is called bachatarengue. On bachata started with boleros. The boleros is like the old school ballads from Latin America, and it started with playing with nylon guitars, bongos, maracas. And then the late 80s, I think in the 90s, it had this electronic sound, but it's this acoustic steel guitar with this mic setup and a chorus all the way up. And it has this specific sound of bachata. Then the bachata started to get like a little bit faster for the dancers. The guitar players were actually emulating percussion. So a classic merengue from the 30s has the tambora, the guira. Different orchestras has like trumpets, has saxophone. It varies the setup of the merengue. Merengue is the national rhythm of Dominican Republic. It started like late 1800s, but it was huge in the 30s, a little bit before, because we had a dictator and he took merengue as his campaign music, you know, that people vote for him, and he used the merengue. And when he won, he wanted to, you know, say thanks to the merengue, and he had a lot of merengue groups, and he had this radio show and TV channel called La Voz Dominicana, the Dominican Voice, and he brought a lot of groups to record there. So there was like a lot of orchestras, a lot of merengue discography happening since the 30s, and That's why there's a huge discography of merengue, and that's why this is the most recognized rhythm in Dominican Republic.
Baile, compadre Juan, baile de medio lado, baile, saque su dama, baile, apamichao, baile, no perde el tiempo, baile, compadre Juan, baile, baile loco, baile.
Pri or merengue de palo echao. It's like a variant of the merengue, but it's not played with tambora, it's played with this instrument called the valsier. And the valsier, I explain it like the Dominican talking drum, but instead of having it here, the drummer sits on the drum and change the pitch of the drum with the heels, like and it's played with that instrument, one guira, usually doing those kind of like triplets rhythm, and then one accordion and singing. Yeah, the first time I heard the rhythm, I was like, wow, I want to do something with that. And I heard like Luis Diaz used to incorporate pri a lot. And he used to say like, that style is the future of Dominican Republic, the future of Dominican music. And that resonated to me. I was like, yo, I need to play this style. What I did is transcribe a little bit of what the accordion do and pass it in the guitar. It's never like the same when you transcribe accordion to get the guitar, but it's a little bit closer. So there's a song that I composed based on that rhythm. The song is called De Palo Echao. And palo echao means like the drum laid down, because that drums is laid down on the floor and the drummer goes on top of the... In the countryside of Dominican Republic, there's these traditions happening, these celebrations that have been happening for 300 years from the African slaves that arrived to Dominican Republic to help build with the Taínos that were almost extinguished. And they brought these traditions with them, and the mix of the African and the Spanish and the Taínos make this beautiful thing that is the Dominican roots music. And these are celebrations that happen in the countryside of Dominican Republic. And each region of Dominican Republic, you have a specific rhythm, specific celebration, depending on the date, depending on the time of the year, specific colors, and specific things that you do. The first time I saw it, I was like 19, almost 20 or something like that. And I was like, how I didn't know about this? And it was in a festival called Festival de Atabales de Sainagua. And I describe it like the Woodstock of Dominican roots music. It's a little bit hidden in Dominican Republic. I guess it's because of race, because of politics, because people that practice these Afro-Dominican rhythms, since they are coming from a slave ancestry, they are low class, they are poor. So when people relate to that, some Dominican says like, that's not ours, that Haitian, because we share the country with Haiti too. And the first time I saw it, and when I started listening artists like Luis Diaz and Xiomara that were doing fusions with Afro-Dominican music, and when I saw it, that I felt it, I was like, I feel this in my soul. Like, this is kind of talking to me. And I was like, whenever I start writing my own music, I wanna put a little bit of this. I wanna incorporate this. I've been studying a little bit of Congolese guitar, like sukus, dombolo, and they do a lot of syncopation and a lot of like high frequency things, like yeah, like how I was doing. Kind of like with a tumbao. So I made my own interpretation, and this rhythm is called Congo de Villamella, and it comes from the slaves from the Congo and Angola, these traditions from a mix of Congo Angolese that we have. And there's a community, there's a specific part of Dominican Republic that preserve this rhythm and this tradition. This is like for funerary events, funerary rites. When somebody from the Brotherhood pass away, they do the congos, and it's beautiful. The dancing is played with a big percussion called congo mayor, a big palo is like this, then a smaller called conguito, then a canoita, ta 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 ta, the maracas, ch 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 ch, and then everybody think like ta ta ta. Palo mayor, yo que me voy, palo mayor, me voy de aquí, palo mayor, me voy, palo mayor, ahora, palo mayor, ahora, pa' mue, yo voy llorando pa' mue, yo lloro porque me voy, y yo no me quiero ir. That's the conguito, the small drums do ki pa ki pa ki pa ki pa ki pa ki pa ki. And the canoita is like the clave, the universal clave, one bar clave. Ka, 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 ka. And the big drum improvised like. So it's a lot of color response singing. There's 21 chants that they sing with those instruments, and it's beautiful. So for this track that is in my latest full-length album called Quijombo. It's called Pa Villamella. Villamella is the community where they celebrate this rhythm and where they keep this tradition. So yes, this is like my own imagination, knowing a little bit of the tradition behind and putting a mix of what I've been interpreting from Congolese guitar players that are incredible, and trying to do the connection of like West Africa, Congo of the Africa, but the Congo of Dominican Republic, that actually there's a little bit of the Congo in Cuba and Brazil too. This is the rhythm I was explaining. Ta, 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 ta. Then I put some delay. Some chorus. I had this Fender for almost like 20 years, I think. I don't know. I don't know. It's been cutting it with every style that I play. Since I've been like versatile, playing all kind of different styles. It kind of caught it for all, and I feel really comfortable with this guitar, and it sounds good for merengue, for bachata, for the fusion of like if I want to do like blues or funky. And the chorus, that pedal is used in Dominican music in the bachata, and it's used like in Haitian music in compa. And then it's used in jazz too. Like if I play the chorus like it is for bachata, like check it. But if I play, I'm pretty simple with pedals. I'm like not that tech guy. This is what I used to record Quijombo, and it's been like that for playing live, and it works. It's kind of compact, have a little bit of everything. Has the delay, the chorus, one overdrive, one distortion, the booster, and the octaver that I use a lot for some parts of the songs. I love to use this, for example, if I'm doing like, there's one song that I have in an intro like this, like I use it like with the heavy sub octave, and then a little bit of the octave up, down, and the dry sound all the way up. So I use it for that, like to make it sound big. And usually when I play some gigs, like trio or quartet, there's no piano player. So it's only one guitar. So I have the necessity of like filling it up, like making it sound bigger, like covering the harmony, but covering the melody and the solo. And I figure that this helped me a lot, like if I'm doing... It touched me so much learning and seeing this and going to these communities before moving to the United States. Every time I write music, I want to write it with this element incorporated, and that's a way of showing to the world more of our culture beside merengue and bachata. I'm lucky that I'm living in New York right now, and I have the project in New York, and we are playing enough, and it's getting spread out, and even people from the diaspora, they are interested in learning more of the Dominican roots and Afro-Dominican music, and even people from Latin America and in the world, they are like, wow, what is this? I want to learn more. And it's part of my goal, that is like spreading more the Dominican culture with my influences and with the guitar.